Oh, hi everyone. In case you didn't know, this actually isn't my apartment. It's an infinite hell prison made to look like my apartment. See, a game called Echo the Dolphin for the Sega Genesis actually murdered me. And I went to hell pretty soon after. Satan's plan for me was to make me play retro video games for the rest of eternity, which was fine by me, but there isn't a single drop of whiskey in this place, and the toilet was clogged when I got here. Lucky for me, Satan's a dumbass, and left his Necronomicon just lying around. I flipped through it and I actually found a spell to get out of here. Now that all this is done, I just have to wait 90 minutes, and it'll open up a portal into purgatory. Then I can make my way to the land of the living. Oh. Now we wait. You know, 90 minutes is enough. Why don't I review a game? This time, a good one. No, the best one ever made. Castlevania for the NES. The original survival horror game. This isn't just the best game on the NES, it's the best game on any system, ever. When you put the game in and start it up, you're greeted to... Oh man, this is gonna be awesome. The beginning gets you used to your whip, and the first level has you jumping some basic platforms and defeating a pretty simple boss. It also gets you used to the act of collecting hearts, which act as ammunition for the weapons you can find scattered throughout the levels. Obviously, the game gets harder as it goes until level 5 when all manner of shit is flying at you. There are a few criticisms of this game I'd like to address because they're wrong. First, the game is slow. Very slow. Compare this to Ninja Gaiden and it feels like you're just playing in slow motion. Added to that are Simon Belmont's overall clunkiness. He takes too long to whip things because he has to rear back before he whips. You might as well have children with Simon's jumps, because once he starts, he's committed to that jump arc, even if it means certain death. A far cry from games like Mario, where you can control your character mid-air. And of course, the biggest criticism of all, Simon Belmont gets thrown backwards when he gets hit. You fall back uncontrollably, and with pitfalls everywhere, it means certain death in some areas. These are commonly considered to be faults of the gameplay design, but actually they're the opposite. The best thing about this game is the atmosphere. It's a horror game, and in the 8-bit era, that's no mean feat. It succeeds and then some in setting this tone, all due to the controls. It's scary because you can't just blast through it like it's Mario 3. Simon Belmont can't run away from situations. He has to hit them head on and strategically because his whip is slow, his jumps demand serious commitment, and just being near a pitfall is dangerous. You have to creep along and make decisions instead of just firing your whip at enemies all willy-nilly. In a way, this reflects life as we know it. You have to take your time making crucial decisions in life. If you just blow through it, you're going to die young. Just like Simon Belmont's jumping arc, you have to commit to the decisions you make, even if you realize halfway through that you're going to come up short. Obstacles send you back, but if you're careful and determined, you get back up and keep fighting. The same things that make this game scary actually make life scary. And even when you do think you can throw strategy to the wind, when so much shit is flying at you that you want to rush through to the end, you can't. No matter what's being thrown at you, you need to come up with a plan. You need to recognize how the enemies are operating, and how best to beat them. It's a truly beautiful game in its presentation. That is, until you reach Dracula. What could be so bad about the final boss? You've reached the culmination of your hard work, and the game is merciful enough to, when you die, respawn you right before you face him. But remember those hearts I mentioned that act as ammunition for your weapons? Don't bother facing Dracula without at least 50 of them, preferably more. And when you die, you restart with 5. So your best bet is to whip all these candles and harvest hearts. Once you run out of them, go back down the stairs, then back up. Lather, rinse, repeat. You'll go up and down several times before you have enough to face Dracula again, and although he's not impossible to beat, he's not easy if you have trouble getting power-ups, so you'll probably die a few times. Then it's back to the grind again. Down, back up, down, back up. It becomes so tedious that you begin to play minigames with yourself to pass the time. I have to jump between these pillars on my way back to the stairs. Or how about I time myself to see how quickly I can reach 70 hearts? 2 kinds of items drop from the candles, hearts and bags. You start to love the hearts and loathe the bags, because all you get out of them is points, and you absolutely do not need points at this stage in the game. You hate the bags, you see them as a nuisance, a menace, and you wish you could burn every single bag to the ground. As you go back and forth, you begin to question your life choices. I need to write that book I've been outlining for the past decade. I need to stop telling people I write in Starbucks when really I'm just trying to pick up chicks. How did I end up where I am? How did an English major get into the insurance field? Maybe I should have majored in computer science instead, but then I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. I'd really just like to make videos for a living, but something like that just can't pay the rent. You start to loathe the capitalist system that put you in this mess, and how it's championed by virtually everyone because we've all been spoon-fed this nationalistic bullshit that says greed is good. You begin to see Donald Trump as a true testament to this. The only reason he can run for president is because he has $8 billion in a loud, fat fucking mouth, you say? You start to hate Donald Trump and the lies he vomits all over the American people, just like you hate those bags that drop from the candles, and agree that after this, you're going to finally read Nietzsche, because life truly is meaningless. But then it happens. You hit it just right. You get your power-ups and Dracula's first form just can't hit you. You're unstoppable, and when he turns into the monster form, you trap him just right. Crack your whip and take him out. You realize you can rise above all your shortcomings. You don't have to wait around for the muse so you can write a book. All you need to do is sit down and write. Making videos may not put food on the table yet, but if you're driven enough about it, you can slowly turn it into something big. And fuck Donald Trump. When he's dead and gone, his $8 billion will be meaningless. But your life has meaning. Whatever meaning you prescribe to it, because you are in complete control. Wow. I mean, it took a bit of an existential crisis, but I did it. And as the credits roll, we can think of how we got here. It was scary and fun and difficult and rewarding all at once, and the gameplay, the atmosphere, and memorable level design all worked in perfect tandem to make that experience possible. That's why Castlevania 1 for the NES is the best game ever made. And if you disagree, you're wrong. Oh. It's the portal to purgatory. I have to jump in.
Back from the farmer's market. I got kale.
We gotta clean this up.
Explain.